galaxy was very old, and it believed it had seen everything. Countless species had risen and fallen. Empires were built, wars were fought, and stars were burned into silence. There was only one rule everyone accepted: weak species did not survive. Humans were listed as one of those weak species in the Great Galactic Archive. Their name appeared only once. One short line said, "Humans, minor explorers, presumed extinct." No one questioned it. No one cared enough to look deeper, except one being. His name was Vela, an alien historian from a quiet world. Vela did not enjoy war stories or hero legends. He searched for mistakes, missing pages, and broken records. That was how he found the human file. It was too clean, too perfect. Entire civilizations left ruins, screams, and scars in history. Humans left nothing. Vela opened a restricted archive layer. Warning symbols flashed in the air. Access forbidden by galactic order. His hands shook as he continued. The system hesitated, then obeyed. What appeared made no sense. There were erased star maps, burned data paths, and sealed recordings. Someone had not just deleted human history, someone had carefully removed it. Then Vela heard a sound, a signal, old and weak. Hidden deep inside the archive, it was still running, still waiting. He activated it. The voice was calm, human, and clear. "This message is not for the Council. This message is for those who still ask questions." Vela felt his breath slow. The voice did not sound like a dying species. The message continued. "We were not defeated. We were not erased. We chose to disappear." Vela stepped back in shock. A species choosing to vanish was impossible. Every race fought to be remembered. Every empire wanted its name carved into time. The human voice spoke again. "The galaxy was not ready. Power without control leads to ruin." We saw what was coming. Images flooded the archive. Burning worlds, screaming skies, and fleets turning planets into dust. These were not human attacks. These were future wars. Wars that had not happened yet. Vela realized the truth too late. Humans had not been running from danger. They had been preparing for it. Suddenly alarms filled the chamber. Red light flashed across the walls. The Galactic Council had detected the signal activation. Guards were already moving toward his location. The human message did not stop. "If you are hearing this, then our silence has failed. The countdown has already ended." Vela's heart raced. Countdown to what? Return, war, or something worse? The doors began to open. Council enforcers rushed inside with weapons raised. "Terminate the signal," one of them shouted. "This knowledge is forbidden." Vela looked back at the projection. The human voice softened, almost kind. "We did not hide because we were afraid. We hid because we cared." The screen went dark, but one final line appeared in simple text. "We are closer than you think." Outside the archive, the stars flickered. Several distant systems went silent at the same moment. No explosions, no warnings, just silence. Vela understood then. Humanity had not been forgotten by accident. They had been forgotten on purpose. And now, something in the galaxy had finally remembered them. Charlie of human extinction, long before the galaxy believed humans were gone. Human ships traveled freely among the stars. They were curious, hopeful, and young. They believed the universe was a place to explore, not fear. Humans met many alien species. Some were kind, some were cold. Most saw humans as weak, but harmless. Humans did not argue. They smiled and learned. Then one day, everything changed. A deep space probe sent by humans stopped transmitting. Then another vanished. Then an entire research fleet went silent. No distress calls, no wreckage, just empty space. Human leaders became worried. They sent their best explorers to investigate. What they found was not an enemy fleet. It was something worse. They found dead worlds, planets stripped of life, oceans turned to dust, cities frozen in time, entire species erased as if they never existed. There were no records in the Galactic Archive, no warnings, no stories. It was as if the galaxy itself was hiding the truth. Humans realized they were not the first to face this threat. Many young civilizations had been destroyed before they could grow strong. Something ancient was watching the stars, waiting for species to reach a certain level, then wiping them out. Humans understood one painful truth. If they fought openly, they would lose. If they warned the galaxy, no one would listen. Powerful empires believed they were untouchable. So humanity made the hardest choice in its history. They decided to disappear. Human fleets were recalled. Colonies were abandoned or hidden. Data networks were burned from the inside, star maps were altered, human technology was scattered or sealed away. They did not do this in panic. They did it with calm purpose. Every step was planned, every lie carefully placed. Humans spread stories of failure. They allowed aliens to believe Earth was poor and divided. They acted weak in trade and diplomacy. They accepted insults and laughter. Behind closed doors, humans prepared. Scientists were told the truth. Soldiers were retrained. Engineers worked in silence. No songs, no celebrations, only focus. Children were taught a different history. They learned that being loud was dangerous, that pride could kill worlds, that survival sometimes meant being forgotten. As centuries passed, the plan worked. The galaxy stopped watching Earth. Human ships vanished from trade lanes. Their name faded from conversation. Eventually, the Council declared humans extinct. No one questioned the decision. A weak species disappearing was normal. But humans were not gone. They were hiding in dark systems. Between stars no one cared to study. Building, learning, waiting. Human leaders recorded one final message for the future. It was simple and clear. If you are hearing this, then the lie has ended. That lie was humanity's greatest weapon. The lie of extinction, and it was only the beginning. The silent PREPR right here on after the galaxy stopped looking for them. Humanity finally began its real work. Hidden far from trade routes and bright stars, they built their future in silence. Human settlements moved into deep space. Cold systems with no beauty and no value to others. Places where no empire would ever search. There, humans learned to survive without help. There were no flags flying in the void. No messages sent into space. Every signal was dangerous. Every light could be a death call. Human technology changed. It was no longer made to impress. It was made to endure. Ships were built without shine or markings. Their engines ran cold and quiet. Weapons were hidden, not displayed. Defense became stronger than attack. Humans studied the ancient threat in secret. Old data, broken recordings, and lost signals. They learned its patterns, how it waited, how it judged, how it destroyed. The enemy did not fear strength, it feared unity. That lesson shaped humanity forever. Human politics changed. Petty fights were seen as weakness. Division was treated as danger. Disagreements existed, but survival came first. Children grew up with one clear rule: never be seen until the time is right. They learned patience before pride, silence before glory. Training was constant, not just for soldiers, for engineers, pilots, doctors, and thinkers. Everyone had a role. Everyone mattered. Time passed slowly in the dark. Generations lived and died without seeing alien worlds. Some wondered if the threat was even real. But the old records remained, and the warnings never changed. Human fleets grew in number, not massive armadas, but flexible, coordinated groups, each ship able to act alone or together. Their greatest weapon was not firepower, it was control, precision over chaos, protection over conquest. Humans did not dream of ruling the galaxy. They remembered what unchecked power could do. Their goal was simple: to stop the destroyer when it returned. Deep in a hidden command center, a silent timer continued to run. No alarms, no sounds, just numbers counting down. Most humans never spoke about it. They felt it in their bones. A quiet pressure, a shared understanding. Then one day, the timer stopped. No celebration followed. No cheers, no fear, only readiness. Across human space, the same message appeared. On every screen, in every station. Phase 1 complete. Remain unseen, far away. Beyond human borders, stars began to fade. Entire systems went dark without warning. The ancient threat had returned, and humanity was finally ready. The day humans returned, the galaxy did not notice at first. Worlds were always falling somewhere. Empires blamed rebels, accidents, or old enemies. No one wanted to believe a greater danger had returned. Then the silence spread. Trade routes went dark. Communication relays failed one by one. Entire systems stopped responding. The Galactic Council called emergency sessions. Voices filled the chamber with fear and anger. Accusations flew between old rivals, but no answers came. Distress calls were sent into space. 2 allies, 2 mercenary fleets, 2 forgotten outposts. Most received no reply. Some were cut off mid-signal. The ancient enemy was moving fast. Worlds burned without battles. Civilizations ended without understanding why. Then, without warning, something new appeared. Human ships emerged from empty space. No bright lights, no banners, just dark shapes moving with purpose. At first, the Council believed they were unknown attackers. Weapons were powered up, defense lines formed in panic. But the human ships did not fire. They moved between the enemy and the threatened worlds. Energy fields expanded like silent walls. For the first time, destruction was stopped. The ancient enemy struck the shields, not with rage, but with force meant to erase. The shields held. Alien sensors struggled to understand what they were seeing. The technology was advanced, but unfamiliar, built for protection, not dominance. Human fleets worked as one mind. Ships adjusted positions without orders. Damage was shared and redirected. No single ship stood alone. Across the galaxy, the same scene repeated. Human vessels appearing just in time, blocking attacks, saving worlds that had already given up hope. Fear slowly changed into confusion, then into disbelief. The Council demanded identification. A single human signal answered, clear, calm, and unafraid. We are humanity. We are not here to conquer. We are here to hold the line. Some council members were angry. Others were ashamed. They remembered calling humans weak. They remembered declaring them extinct. The ancient enemy began to adapt. It always did. But this time, it faced resistance it had never known. Humans did not chase it. They did not celebrate small victories. They focused only on stopping the destruction. As the battle stretched on, one truth became clear to every watching world. Humanity had not returned in anger. They had returned in duty. And for the first time in a long age, the galaxy was not alone. The truth the galaxy never knew when the ancient enemy was finally pushed back. There was no great celebration. No victory songs echoed through space. Only relief. Worlds that expected death still existed. Stars still burned where silence was promised. Civilizations looked to the human fleets with quiet awe. The Galactic Council demanded answers. Why had humanity hidden? Why had they waited so long? A single human envoy spoke, not from a throne, not from a place of power, but from a simple room. We did not disappear because we were afraid. We disappeared because the galaxy was unprepared. The envoy explained what humanity had seen long ago. A cycle of destruction, young species growing too fast, power without wisdom, strength without restraint. Humans knew that joining galactic politics too early, fighting for territory and pride, would only make them another target, or another threat, so they chose a harder path. To be forgotten, to be underestimated, to watch and learn in silence. Humanity never wanted to rule. Rulers fall, empires collapse, guardians endure. The ancient enemy was not fully destroyed. It was contained, held back by systems designed for defense, not domination. When the danger passed, human fleets did not stay. They repaired what they could, shared basic knowledge, then began to withdraw. Many worlds begged humans to remain, to lead the Council, to become protectors forever. Humanity refused. We will not replace one false security with another, the envoy said. You must grow strong together. Once more, human ships faded into the dark, their signals growing quiet, their presence becoming legend. The historian Vela recorded the truth, every word, every moment. He sealed the record under the highest protection. His final entry was simple. The galaxy believed humans were weak. The galaxy was wrong. Far beyond known space, a familiar message appeared on human screens. We are still watching. Humanity returned to the shadows, not as ghosts, but as guardians. And at last, the galaxy understood. Humans were never forgotten. They were forgotten on purpose. The Watchers in the dark time moved forward again. The galaxy slowly rebuilt what was lost. Trade returned. Borders changed. Old enemies spoke carefully now. The story of humanity became a quiet myth. Some worlds taught it as history. Others called it a warning. Many believed humans would never return, but a few remembered the truth. Vela aged as centuries passed. He remained the keeper of the sealed record. He watched new species rise, full of confidence and hunger for power. More than once, the Council argued about forbidden weapons. More than once, unity almost broke, and each time Vela felt a familiar fear. Far away, in places no map showed, humanity still existed. Hidden stations drifted between stars. Silent fleets moved without trace. Humans watched without interference. They did not guide. They did not command. They only observed. Children were still taught the old rule. Protect without being seen. Act only when silence fails. human technology continued to grow, not faster, but wiser. Every invention tested against one question: does this protect life deep within human space? Another timer was active, not a countdown, but a warning system. If the galaxy learned balance, the timer would never matter. If it failed, humanity would answer again. On a distant alien world, a young student asked a simple question: are humans real? The teacher paused before replying, yes, and they are watching. The stars above burned quietly, unaware of how close their guardians truly were. Humanity remained in the dark, not forgotten, not gone, but ready, because some protectors do not stand in the light. They stand where no one looks.